Facts about Ebola. Ebola is one of the most deadliest diseases. It kills 90% of people who catch it. Ebola was first seen in 1976 in Niger. You might wonder how is Ebola transmitted. Ebola was given to humans from animals called chimpanzees, gorillas, fruit bats, monkeys, or forest antelope. The animals have been found in the rainforest dead or ill. Ebola is not an airborne disease. What I mean is you can only get Ebola from close contact with blood or fluids from someone with Ebola. Person who touched you in any way, you could have Ebola. Or if you did a blood transmit or had any type of intercourse. Direct contact with dead bodies, often at funerals, is one of the main ways the disease is transmitted. Like for a fact, a lot of doctors who work for money or come from Doctors Without Borders can get infected by their patients. The symptoms of Ebola. At the early stages of Ebola, sudden onset fevers, weakness, muscle pain, headaches, and a sore throat, followed by vomiting, diarrhea, impaired kidney and liver function, and some hemorrhagic symptoms such as nose bleeding, bloody vomit, bloody diarrhea, internal bleedings. How does Ebola affect your body? Ebola must travel through the cell membranes, which is a barrier that protects the cells from its environment around it. However, all cells need nutrients, which must have a way of entering the cell. The virus hitches a ride into the cell. Once inside the cell, virus hijacks the cell's own machinery to create more copies of itself, what leads to the cell's death, because the cell still needs to make its own machinery. So, while making copies of the Ebola virus, it still needs to make its own, and it gets overworked and it dies after all of the pieces for a new virus have been assembled. The viral pieces from the cell using the cell's own membrane to make a capsule for its safe travel to a new cell's nerve that's near, and then the virus is ready to attack. The virus targets specific cells types including liver cells, cells in the immune system, and endothelial cells, which lines the inside of blood cell vessels. Once inside the cells, one of the proteins made by the virus is called Ebola virus glycoprotein. The glycoprotein can distribute cells adhesion so that cells have trouble sticking to each other and to a scaffold called the extracellular mixture, which in healthy tissue helps to hold the cells together. The loss of the cell's adhesion is detrimental to any solid tissue, and by infecting blood vessels, the cells, virus causes the cells to become leaky. Vessels to become leaky, leading to the hemorrhaging and internal bleeding. By targeting liver cells, the body's ability to clear toxins out of the bloodstream is compromised, and by infecting the immune system, those cells travel everywhere in infecting the immune system. Whose cells travel everywhere in the body. Ebola has an opportunity to increase rapidly in its area of infection. Over time, infection of the cells throughout the body can cause organ failure, fever, internal bleeding, diarrhea, and vomiting. Can cause several loss of electrolytes blood plasma, and fluid, limited organ failure and shock caused by internal bleeding lead to the body death, and that is what does it do to your body. That's what it does do to your body. Information found at msf.ca and Harvard